Oh, God. Thank God. I'm here. Let's go. Let's go. Find me.
Thank you. Bonjour. Too hard. Don't give up.
Where's Brian? That's better. Yes, there. There.
A group of women between the ages of 65 and 75 were interviewed. These interviews were the most poignant, possibly because many of these women had never had a vagina interview before. One woman, who was 72, had never even seen her vagina. She washed herself in the shower and bath, but never with conscious intention. She had never had an orgasm. At 72, she went to therapy as they do in New York. And with the help of her therapist, she went home one afternoon by herself, lit some candles, took a bath, played some music, and she got down with herself. She said it took her over an hour because she was arthritic. But when she finally found her clitoris, she said she cried. This monologue is for her.
Down there? I haven't been down there since 1953. And no, it had nothing to do with Eisenhower. No, it's a cellar down there. It's very damp and clammy. You don't want to go down there. Trust me. You get sick, suffocating, very nauseating. The smell of the clamminess and the mildew and everything, woo! Smells unbearable. Gets in your clothes. And no, there was no accident down there. I mean, it didn't blow up or catch fire or anything. Nothing so dramatic. I mean, never mind. I mean, no, never mind. I can't talk to you about this. Look at a smart girl like you going around talking to old ladies about their down theres. We didn't do this kind of thing when I was a girl. What? Jesus, okay. There was this boy, Andy Lepkoff. He was cute. Well, I thought so. And so tall, unlike me. I really liked him. And he asked me out for a date in his car. I can't tell you this. All this talk about down there. I mean, you just know it's there, like the cellar. There's rumbles down there sometimes. You can hear the pipes. Things get caught there. Little animals and things. It gets wet, and sometimes people have to come and plug up the leaks. The door stays closed. Forget about it. I mean, it's part of the house, but you don't see it or even think about it. It has to be there, or else the bedroom would be in the cellar. Like Andy Lepkoff. I hope that's not Andy right. Andy was very good looking. He was a true catch. I mean, that's what we called it back in my day. Well, we were in his car, brand new white Chevy Bel Air. And I remember thinking that my legs were too long for the seat. They were a little longer than this is. They were all smushed up against the dashboard, and I was looking at my big old kneecaps when he just kissed me in this surprisingly take me back control in the movies kind of way. And I got excited. Well, so excited. There was a flood down there. And I just couldn't control it. It was like this force of passion, this river of life, just flooded right out of me. Right through my panties. Right onto the car, right onto the car seat. Chevy Bel Air. And it wasn't pee. It was smelly. Well, I mean, frankly, I didn't think so. But he said that it smelled like sour milk. And that it was staining his car seat. I was a stinky weird girl, he said. I wanted to explain that his kiss caught me off guard. I wasn't normally like this. I tried to wipe up the blood with my dress. It was brand new yellow primrose dress. And it looked so ugly with the flood on it. Andy drove me home without saying one word. And when I got out and closed his car door, I closed the whole store. Locked it. Never opened for business again. Now, I dated sometime after that, but the idea of flooding again made me too nervous, and I never really got close again. But I used to have dreams. Crazy dreams. Oh, they were dopey. And why? Burt Reynolds. I don't know why, he never did it for me much in life, but in my dreams, whew, it was always Burt and I, Burt and I, Burt and I. And it was always the same general dream. We'd be out, Burt and I. It was some restaurant, the kind that you see in Atlantic City, all fancy with chandeliers, thousands of waiters in their vests. And Burt would give me this orchid corsage. I'd pin it right there on my blazer, and we'd laugh. We were always laughing. Burt and I laughing and laughing. And we'd eat shrimp. Huge shrimp. Fabulous shrimp. We'd laugh some more. We were very happy together. Then he'd look into my eyes and pull me close to him, right there in the middle of the restaurant. And just as he was about to kiss me, the whole restaurant would shake. Pigeons would fly out from under the table. I don't know what pigeons were doing there. And the flood would come straight from down there. It would just pour out of me. It would just pour and pour. And there'd be fish inside it. And little boats. And the whole restaurant would just fill up with my flood. Oh, and Burt, he'd be standing waist deep in it, looking horrified. Disappointed in me, he'd done it again. He'd watch as his friends, Dean Martin and the like, swim past us in their little tuxedos and their evening gowns. Well, I don't have those dreams anymore. Not since they took just about everything away connected with down there. They moved out the uterus, the tubes, the whole works. And the doctor, he thought he was being funny. He told me, if you don't use it, you'll lose it. But I found out it was cancer. Everything had to go. I mean, who needs it anyway? Highly overrated. I mean, I've done other things. I love the dog shows. I sell antiques. And you asked me what it would wear? What kind of question is that? What would it wear? It would wear a big sign, closed due to flooding. What would it say? I told you it's not like that. It's not like a person who speaks. It stopped being that a long time ago. It's a place. It's a place you don't go. It's closed up and under the house. It's down there. So, you happy? You got me to talk? You got it out of me? You got an old lady talk about her down there? Feel better now? You know, actually, you're the first person I ever told about down there, and I feel a little bit better.
My vagina is a shell. A round, pink, tender shell, opening, closing, closing and opening. My vagina is a flower. an eccentric tulip. The center acute and deep, the scent delicate, the petals gentle but sturdy. I did not always know this. I learned that in a vagina workshop. I learned it from a woman who runs the vagina workshop, a woman who believes in vaginas, who really sees vaginas, who helps other women see their vaginas by seeing other women's vaginas. In the first session, the woman who runs the vagina workshop asked us to draw a picture of our own unique, beautiful, fabulous vagina. That's what she called it. She wanted to know what our own unique, beautiful, fabulous vagina looked like to us. One woman who was pregnant drew this big red mouth screaming with coins falling out of it. Another rather skinny woman drew a big serving plate with a kind of Devonshire pattern on it. I drew a big black dot with little squiggly lines all around it. The black dot was equal to a black hole in the space, and squiggly lines were meant to be people or things or just your basic atoms that kind of got lost there. I had always thought of my vagina as an anatomical vacuum, sucking up particles and objects from the surrounding universe. I didn't think of my vagina in practical or biological terms. I did not, for example, see it as something attached to me. In the workshop, we were asked to look at our vaginas with hand mirrors. Then, after careful examination, we were to verbally report to the group what we saw. I gotta tell you, up until this point, everything that I knew about my vagina was based sort of on hearsay or invention. I had never actually seen the thing. It had never occurred to me to look at it. It existed for me on some abstract plane. It seemed so reductive and awkward, looking at it like we were in this workshop, on our mats, with our hand mirrors. It reminded me of how the early astronomers must have felt with their primitive telescopes. My vagina actually amazed me. I couldn't speak when it came to my turn in the workshop. I was speechless. I had awakened to what the woman in the workshop called vaginal wonder. I just wanted to lay there with my mat, with my legs spread, and examine it forever. I found it unsettling at first in my vagina. Like the first time you see a fish cut open and you discover that whole bloody, complex world inside, right under the skin. It was so raw, so red, so fresh. And the thing that surprised me most was the layers. Layers inside layers, opening into more layers. It was better than the Grand Canyon. Ancient and full of grace. It had the innocence and freshness of a proper English garden. It was funny. It was really funny. It made me laugh. You could hide and seek, open and closed. Then the woman who ran the workshop asked how many women in the workshop had had orgasms. 2 women tentatively raised their hands. I did not raise my hand, but I had had orgasms. I didn't raise my hand because they were kind of accidental. It happened to me. It happened in my dreams, and I would wake in splendor. It happened a lot in the water, mostly in the bath, once in Cape Cod. They happened on horses, on bicycles, sometimes a treadmill at the gym. I did not raise my hand because although I had had orgasms, I didn't actually know how to make one happen. I thought it was this magical, mystical thing. I didn't want to interfere. It felt wrong getting involved, contrived, manipulative. It felt Hollywood. The surprise would be gone, and the mystery. The problem, of course, was that the surprise had been gone for 2 years. I hadn't had a magical accidental orgasm in a long time, and I was pretty frantic. That's why I was in the Vagina Workshop. Then the moment arrived that I had both dreaded and longed for. The woman who ran the workshop, asked us to take out our hand mirrors and see if we could locate our clitoris. We were there, the group of us women, on our backs, on our mats, searching for our spots, our locus, our reason, and I don't really know why, but I started to cry. Maybe it was sheer embarrassment. Maybe it was knowing that I had to give up the fantasy, the enormous, life-consuming fantasy that someone or something was going to come along and do this for me.